Today in Review This Thing, we're going to review this thing, the T4E HDP 50. Before you do that though, do us a big favor, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell. If you have a T4E HDP 50, comment below and let us know what you think. Or if you have any questions I didn't answer, ask those below too. So what is the T4E HDP 50? This is a CO2 powered pistol that can shoot rubber balls, powder balls, or pepper balls. The goal is for people to be able to protect themselves, their families, without use of lethal force. How it works is it uses CO2 as a propellant to project a 50 caliber projectile. The rubber balls and the powder balls are more for practice, but the pepper balls are really where that protective factor comes in. When the pepper ball hits a target, it explodes and creates about a 12-foot radius of pepper powder, very similar to pepper spray. So that's where that self-defense factor comes in. If you watched our pepper ball review, it's very similar. That link's below if you want to check that one out also. I've had this thing a few weeks and I wanted to do a full review, so let's review this thing. As always, I'm going to cover all the facts. The first part is fit. So you can see here that it is the size of basically a larger sized pistol. The length of the barrel is about 7 inches and then the height is right about 6 inches. The weight of the HDP 50 is not terribly heavy either. The grip is actually a pretty decent size for me. I have fairly small hands, but this grip is not something that I'm having difficulty using, and it fits actually pretty comfortably. One nice feature is that Umarex makes a holster, so if you wanted to carry this gun, then they have a holster that fits several different sizes. Now as you can see, it isn't very small, so like this isn't going to fit in my concealed carry purse, or for you it may be something that's too big for you to want to carry around as kind of your everyday carry, but especially thinking of it as a home defense weapon, then this is actually a great size. Now what score are we going to give fit? Just because it's a little bit bigger than something that I would want to carry around, I'm going to take a little bit off, so because of that I'm going to give fit a 4.5 out of 5. Now is the HDP 50 as advertised. The first thing they advertised is that it shoots 350 feet per second. So we took it out, we got the chronograph out, and we shot it several times. I was also able to get out there and get shots consistently in the 350, 360, 370 range. T4E also advertises an effective, accurate range of 20 feet. Now the first time we shot it, we hadn't read that, so we just went out to 10 yards and was able to pretty consistently within, a 6 to 8 inch circle hit the target every time. So I would definitely say it is accurate out to 20 feet. Umarex also advertises that it's easy to use. I would say that especially once you have your cartridges loaded and the loads are in, then it's super easy to use. Now, unlike a semi-automatic pistol, whenever you have the loads in there, it's already loaded per se. And also the trigger has the integrated safety, so there's not a safety you also have to remember to flip. If you need it, the fewer things you have to think about, the better. Now, another thing they advertise is that it is a self-defense round that is less than lethal. If you did watch our pepper ball video, I'm going to tell you the same thing in this video, is that I didn't get anybody to volunteer to let me shoot them with it. I wasn't going to volunteer, and no, neither would my husband. Sorry guys. But we didn't shoot this at a person, but you can see here I shot the rubber balls through this box and it had no trouble just breaking right through that box. And actually, I had a couple rounds come out the back of the box, so that's definitely going to pack a punch. You can also see here in this video the cloud of powder that comes out whenever you hit. Now imagine if that is pepper spray pepper and that creates that big cloud. I can't imagine that it would feel very good to get hit by it, and I can't imagine if that pepper is right there in your face that that's going to be very good either. So if you're looking for something that would deter a would-be assailant, I would say that especially with the force of the impact as well as having that pepper, it would likely do the trick. So what score can we give as advertised? Overall, I think it's easy to use. Now again, I cannot firsthand speak to how well it would deter an attacker because I didn't actually shoot it at a person, but I am trusting it would work in that realm, and it has to do more than having nothing at all. So because of that, is it as advertised? 5 out of 5. Now onto construction and durability. I'm going to cover a lot in this section because I really want you to see how this works. So the CO2 cartridge is housed in the grip of the pistol. This is one of the things that I would probably say I dislike about the construction of this, is that I have a really hard time getting this cover off the bottom to load another cartridge. We've actually just decided to use a wrench, so we keep a wrench nearby and use that to take that off. From there, it's pretty easy. You just load the cartridge, put that back in, tighten it up until it's tight. Then when you're ready to shoot it, you just pop the end and it it pierces it and it's ready to go. It has this little indicator on the back. Whenever you activate that CO2 cartridge, it pops out so you know that it's ready to shoot. Next, as far as loading the projectiles, super easy. You just slide that spring up and load them directly into that hole there. This one will hold 5 rounds, and once you have them in there, again, this is loaded, that's loaded, you're ready to shoot. Another possible complication with construction that I'll mention here, I have fired the rubber balls as well as the powder balls out of this pistol, and pretty consistently I have misfires with the rubber balls. So every couple shots I have to kind of shake it and hit it to get it to where it'll shoot the next rubber ball. Pretty consistently there are misfires with the rubber balls. Now with the powder balls I have had 0 misfires. So I don't know if it's just the rubber is more sticky and so it's not gonna project as easily versus the kind of hard plastic that's on the outside of those powder balls, but those have had no problems whatsoever for me. Now there is one other thing that I wish was a little bit different about construction. I do wish these shot the paintballs because paintballs are a lot cheaper than actual ammunition. So I do wish these shot the paintballs, but you can still practice with the rubber balls. One thing I figured out after I'd already shot way too many rubber balls is that you can shoot them into a cardboard box and just put something in the cardboard box so it helps catch them. I thought about that a bit too late, so there are several rubber balls just out in my yard somewhere. It does have a fiber optic sight and it also has this pick rail. So if you want to add a laser or a flashlight or something like that, then you can easily do that. Now as far as long-term durability, I've probably shot 75 to 100 rounds out of it, but so far so good. It's held up for us, other than just the rubber balls not shooting out of it as well as I would like. So what score can we give construction and durability? Mainly because I wish it shot paintballs, because that'd be quite a bit more fun. And those powder balls can be pretty expensive. I believe they're about $6 for 10, but then you think about those rubber balls kind of not giving you that consistent shot. And I do wish that the end cap over the CO2 cartridge was quite a bit easier to take off. Because of those things, I'm gonna have to give construction and durability a 4.25 out of 5. Now on to testimonials and reviews. Now you can buy this direct through Umarex. You can also get it at maybe like Academy and a couple other stores, and you can also purchase these on Amazon. So as always, I want to tell you the issues people had with it. One of the ones that we talked about is that the gun does not shoot consistently, and every time people were talking about that, they were talking about the rubber balls. And I'm going to definitely have to agree with that statement. A couple of people said they wanted more power out of it. Like I said, I was able to get it over 380 feet per second, so I'm not sure how much more power they want out of a CO2 powered powder ball shooter. A couple of people mentioned it was too large for carry. It is larger than the pistol that most people carry for everyday carry, but as long as you're aware of the size and you know what you're looking for, then you should be able to make a good decision for yourself. And finally, people said you couldn't shoot rounds quickly, so it wouldn't be a very effective self-defense weapon. Again, I'm pretty sure those people were shooting the rubber balls. So what I did today was I loaded 5 rounds of the powder balls in it and shot them just as quickly as I could, and had absolutely no problems at all, no misfires, and it stayed pretty accurate as well. So as long as you're shooting the powder balls, then you should be good and able to shoot multiple rounds at a time. Now, as always, I give you the score that I found. Pretty consistently, they get great reviews, so the score is 4.6 out of 5. Now for the question you were wondering, should you buy this thing? As always, and you know this is coming, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a CO2 pistol that shoots paintballs, we've talked about that. This is definitely not for you. If you're looking for a pistol that's going to shoot further distances like 20 or 30 yards and remain consistent for practice, again, this is probably not the one you want to get. At 10 yards, I was able definitely to remain consistent. If you are leery about having lethal options that you carry or you have around your home, then this may be a really good option for you. It's easy to load, easy to shoot, and especially just for having it as your in-home self-defense tool, then this is actually great. The retail on the T4E HDP 50 is, I believe, right at $110. As of right now today, it's on Amazon for, I believe, $89.95. So if you would like to have a way to protect yourself and your family, but a lethal option is not something that you would consider, I would say that $90 is a good price to pay for some of that confidence and reassurance. So if that's what you're looking for, should you buy this thing? I'm going to say this again. I really do wish it shot the paintballs, but it doesn't. So as that self-defense option, I'm going to have to give this a 4.75 out of 5. Hey, thanks for watching our review of the T4E HDP 50. While you're here, watch a whole bunch of other reviews, share this review, give it a thumbs up, comment below, ask any questions that you have. Also, do us a big favor and follow us on Instagram and on Facebook.